Alright you guys, so today we are going to be talking about favorite curriculums, and so I'm going to be sharing all of my favorites with you. This is a collaboration hosted by myself and Devine over at Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. I'm going to go ahead and link the playlist down below in the description bar so you can check it out when you are done with this video. But we are all going to be sharing what our absolute ride or die favorite curriculums are. And so jumping in, one of my first favorite curriculums that we have been using since the very beginning of our homeschool journey are the not consumed studies. The light is probably bouncing off of it too much, you guys. But I love these studies. They are inexpensive. They last for an entire month. You can get different workbooks based on your children's grades and ages. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. And I love that they have topics that really get to the root of, different issues that you may face, like anger and making the best out of bad situations, and just a wide array of topics that you want your children to grow in, you want your family to learn about. And so we have really enjoyed doing these studies, and they have been a blessing to use in our homeschool. Right, my next favorite curriculum, and we came across it last year and we started using it. My son and I absolutely fell in love with it, but it is Fixit Grammar from IEW, and I love this so much because one, it's inexpensive and it doesn't have any fluff. It teaches all of the grammar rules in depth. At the beginning of the week, they get, I'm going to have a full flip through of this coming up in a few weeks, you guys, so I won't go through the whole thing right now. But I love it because at the beginning of the week you get your grammar rules. Your child will go through and is told what to mark, what to fix. They go through their sentence fixing things, and then once they have it fixed, they go and rewrite it. And so it's quick, to the point, and it's nothing that feels overwhelming for them. Now, my third favorite curriculum is also from IEW, and it took a lot to get us to try IEW, you guys. So for those of you who are new here and don't know our background with writing, my son went to preschool, kindergarten, and first grade in public school. And then we started noticing that they were just killing his joy of learning. We had so many problems. But when we started off homeschooling, he absolutely hated writing. And the first curriculum that we used got him to the point where he tolerated it. And then the next curriculum that we used got him to the point where he completely hated it again. And so I was off on a mission to try to find a really great writing curriculum. And IEW was nowhere on my radar. I actually wanted to avoid IEW because so many moms that I had encountered made it seem like it was just so stressful, so overwhelming, that we were going to be spending the first year puking and crying. And I'm like, why would I want to use that? That sounds awful. Until I went to a homeschool convention and I heard Andrew Pudewa's talks on writing and how he approaches it and how we should be approaching it for kids, especially the reluctant writer. And after listening to his first speech, I was completely sold on IEW. So last year we tried out Structure and Style Level 1A, and this was such a blessing to use in our homeschool. And I will not say that it was easy for that year. There were times where my son wanted to do it and he was totally happy, and then times where he was having a meltdown. But I love the way that Andrew Pudewa walks your student through the writing process. It's not just, pick one of 10 topics and then write about it. I feel like that, for somebody who does not enjoy writing, for somebody who does not just have that inclination to create a story from nothing, it adds a lot of burden and unnecessary anxiety. But the way that this is done is they give your student a story and then he walks them through video on how to set up an outline. And then once they get through their outline, they go and write just a short paragraph or two about the story from a way that they can recall it. So here's an example of what the story would look like. And then let me just show you guys real quick. So then here is the checklist for their outline and what their story needs to cover. And as the weeks progress, then they start working in, okay, now you're going to add in certain ly adverbs. You're going to have so many because clauses. And so this one was a huge blessing to us. It actually made my son completely love writing again. He is so excited to start IEW this year. And so to me, that was just one of the best curriculum decisions that we made. So if you happen to be like my previous self and avoiding IEW and you have a reluctant writer, or maybe you haven't even heard of IEW and you have a reluctant writer, give them a try. I will link down below. You can try out their structure and style for 1 week, absolutely free. So if you are in the midst of what writing curriculum do I use, that is a wonderful way to try it out without fully committing to purchasing. All right, so for my fourth and final favorite curriculum, and you guys, like, this is like top of the line favorite for me. I don't know if anything will ever knock this curriculum off of its pedestal in my eyes. I will most likely save this curriculum so when I have grandchildren one day, and God willing, one of my children or all of them will go ahead and continue on with homeschooling, I will dust this curriculum off and give it to my sweet grandbabies. It is the Beautiful Feet Books Early American History for the primary grades. I absolutely adore this curriculum. I had so much fun teaching it. My kids had so much fun learning it. And this is not coming from somebody who enjoys history. I'm not a history buff by any means. I have, for the most part, found it to be a very dry and boring subject, but most likely because it was always taught to me in a dry and boring way. But Beautiful Feet Books teaches through literature, and they had beautiful chapter books and picture books that covers each lesson, and so you dive into learning about history through all of the wonderful literature that they have paired for your lessons. And so one of the other things that we really enjoyed about this is that at the end of every unit, they have what's called a historic table. And so they give you recipes based on the timeline that you're learning about. And so my kids fondly refer to this cake right here as the Viking cake. It was so delicious. And we just really enjoyed a lot of the crafts that they worked in, a lot of the discussion questions, some of the videos, and just the rabbit trails that they have worked in. If you guys have not seen or heard of Beautiful Feet Books, I have a review. I will link that above. When I was pulling this out, I realized that while I have my review, I never went and did a follow-up review once we were completely done with the curriculum. And if that's something that you would be interested in seeing, then let me know down below and I will try to plan that out. But we truly enjoyed this curriculum so much. It made history just come to life and just be this fun subject that we could learn and grow and talk about, and without it feeling dry and boring and just being like a plague in our homeschool. And we just truly loved this curriculum. And so I hope in the future they will have more topics coming out in their primary grades. My son is at the age where we could do the intermediate, but I have a few of their intermediate sets and I feel like it's a complete 180 in terms of just the amount of content you have to read. So that is all of our favorite curriculum. Let me know down below, what is your favorite curriculum? What has been something that has just completely captured your heart and made it such a joy to not only teach, but for your kids to learn? I would love to get ideas. You guys are always giving me different ideas on curriculum and reading books, and so I can't wait to see what some of your favorite curriculums are. Don't forget to check out the playlist. Again, I will have that link down below in the description bar. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, and I will see you again later. Bye.